My name is Robert Christopher Wayne Weathers. I am currently in Carbondale, Illinois. I'm staying at a motel. I am still under attack by Scientology. So let me explain what Scientology is. There are more than three dimensions. This is a fact. There are 12 dimensions in total. We have biology in these extra dimensions. 12 dimensions worth of organs and tissues attached to us. We also have this dark energy or dark matter attached to us that we can't see. So the human genome produces a 12-dimensional humanoid designed to go into outer space in the afterlife. We can fly. We have a thick outer covering. Uh, we have a thick outer layer of skin. We have a head covering that has two horns, great big eyes, short arms and big hands, and extra dimensional biology that helps us survive in outer space. And upon death, we go into outer space and help participate in creation. We are magical creatures. We are Nanakai. That is the human bloodline and the human afterlife experience. So Scientology, they cut their souls off while they are still alive. So we have this Anunnaki attached to us, or this extra dimensional biology in which we get into. We turn around and pull the particles in one direction and get into it. And it's an Anunnaki, uh, an outer space creature, a creature designed to live in outer space, a horned alien, if you will. That is what our soul produces. So these Scientologists, they cut their Anunnaki off. They cut their soul off. And they cut it into one or more pieces, usually three or four pieces. Uh, every three dimensions, you get a layer, another layer. And you also have this dark energy attached to us that makes up a whole new biology, whole new body parts and organs and tissues that are not symmetrical with our light particles. They're different. And we turn around and get into it. And we pull our light particles into the dark side and get into it. And it's an Anunnaki. So these Scientologists, they cut themselves to pieces. They cut their souls into as many uh, biologies as they can. And so these biologies are incomplete. They are missing organs and tissues in order to be able to function. So they take organs and tissues from other humans and other species, such as reptiles, insects, and worms, to try to make themselves complete or make their biologies complete and functional again. So they make various alien forms, blue bloods, grays, or various blue bloods. So there are multiple blue blood forms. There are greens, grays, whites. There are also humanoids. So they can turn this biology around. Instead of pulling the particles into the dark side, they can grab the dark side and pull it this way. It's not supposed to happen that way, but they can. And it makes a human looking biology or an uh, alien types and alien forms, and they can turn it the opposite way, or pull it a different way and make a different alien form, and they make lizard people, insectoids, worm people. So that is Scientology. They cut their souls off and modify it and convert it into uh, aliens, alien forms, and they use technology to get this done. So they have neurotech, technology that interfaces with your brain tissue. They stick devices or technology into your brain. And they can isolate individual memories. They can read memories like a book. They can look at them like a picture, so to speak. They modify the brain tissue and make it easier to read, and use all kinds of technology and gadgets and uh, computer systems and chips and stuff in their brain. This allows them to drive their soul while they are still alive. So they're body snatchers. These Scientologists, they take souls from other people. Our souls have body parts they need to complete their Scientology process. And once they're done with their alien forms, they can drive your soul too. They can cut yours off and drive yours around also. It's an extra biologies. They call them surrogates. If you drive another person's biology, they're surrogates. So they collect biologies and body parts. So once a soul leaves the third dimension and goes into outer space, it grows to a bigger scale than our third dimension. It grows to massive proportions. The longer it's out in outer space, the bigger it gets. So Anunnakis normally, they get pretty big. I'm not sure how big, but big enough to create stars and solar systems and planets and this nature, because that's what we do in the afterlife. That's what humans do. We turn into Anunnakis and help participate in creation using our magical abilities. And we do grow to massive proportions the longer we're out there. And so is true for ancient humans. So I figure about 10 to 15,000, 20,000 years now, Anunnakis have been getting off the planet, especially before about 5,000 years ago when religions took over. Uh, Everybody went crazy. Scientology became involved uh, in the history of Earth, and we are losing the good fight. Life is dying. No, we no longer care about creation. We only care about Scientology. These Scientologists have taken over. So they have cut their souls off and they have gone into outer space and they have grown to massive proportions. So they are big compared to us. And they like to cut people's souls off and turn them into little Barbie dolls, little surrogates they can drive around. And they steal body parts for other purposes, such as transplants, donor organs, and this nature. And also, lastly, they hack or utilize an aspect of our reality that most people don't know about. It's called entanglement. So there's this entanglement property between our third dimension or our dimensions. The lower dimensions or our third dimension are entangled to the upper dimensions, the 12th dimension. If you remove extra dimensional biology, no matter where you take it in the universe, you are still in that body part, especially brain and nervous system tissue. You are still in it. Some kind of phenomenon happens with space-time. It's like space-time warps and gets out of the way. It's like the 12th dimension is made out of the same particles as the third dimension, and the electron shell won't break. So you pull energy out of the particles, you take it to a remote location, the electron shell still travels around the whole thing, but now it makes a different pattern, and this keeps us connected. That's from my observations. So this allows them to take your extra dimensions to a remote location and do things to it, like stick a technology in it at this remote location, or stick it into a computer, especially brain tissue. They stick it into computer systems, and this allows the user or the owner of that biology to be interfaced to a computer, much like you would play a video game or experience virtual reality in the third dimension. I have a neighbor come. Sir?
I'll fix brats on that grill.
Okay.
Tonight. Buy a bag of chips. You got everything else.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I have new neighbors. I've recently moved location. I just got assaulted. They're sticking shit in my head. They're sticking stuff in my brain. They're sticking stuff in my brain. These are Scientologists. So they body snatch people. They kidnap. They force assimilation. So this is how it started. So yeah, their technology. So they take brain tissue and they force people into this field of study or this practice, this Scientology. They steal brain tissue from people, even the public. And they stick your brain tissue, take it to their facilities on Earth and in outer space that house biology, and they take that brain tissue or your whole soul. They can take your layers or take extra dimensional biology out. It looks like whole body parts, and they store them into this storage system. And inside of this storage system, they interface it to a computer system. And the interface to this computer system, the owner of this brain tissue uh, can interact with the other users assimilated or interfaced to the same computer. They can interact with each other in a digital landscape, and it gives them a sort of telepathy. So this is a visual and auditory type of communication technology. They can communicate with each other telepathically. Well, it goes even further than that. And they can also see. So they have screens and technology that interfaces with the visual parts of our brain. And this allows the users to see each other inside of their minds using this type of technology. And they have avatars, and they even have cameras set up in outer space. And these aliens, they put cameras or even your brain tissue, where they have uh, technologies. I can see them in outer space. I see their upper dimensional biologies. Most of these people have big humans. They want to be turned around this way, so most of them are practicing. They get a humanoid. They look very human. Uh, they get an insectoid or a lizard person. They use lizard body parts. They get insectoids, bug people, or a worm person, and they use worm body parts. So we have worm gods. So they look like big water bears. I forget the scientific name. My brain is damaged bad, but you know what a water bear is. That's kind of what they look like. Looks like a human standing, and it has a long tail on it. It has arms and a leg. We have a few of those, and they're big, massive gods. They're devils, actually. They're Scientologists. They're not gods. They're devils, and should be killed. Stop sticking shit in my brain. Stop sticking shit in my brain. So they have upper dimensional brain tissue at their location, and they have done some kind of techniques and used some kind of technology that puts scaffolding of my memories, creates like a mosaic or a collage of all my memories. And they use some kind of wheel, or they make it some kind of wheel. They can do magic and technology and stuff. And they got a camera or some kind of body hack, and it lets the user look at it, so they can roll this wheel to whatever memory they're thinking about. And you can see and look at a picture of your memory. It's part of their technology. They had me hooked up to it, then they stole it because they value my memory so much. I'm highly intelligent, a creative, an author. I write literature. I'm a Class A personality, a #1 influencer, and I've worked for the government. I'm highly intelligent. And they see value. They can read my mind, and they see value in owning my brain tissue or having my brain tissue. So now they're pulling these memories out and sticking new ones in. They want to modify my memories and make other people think that I've done something different. And then they're stealing memories and sticking them in and taking. It's torture. It's torture bad. I do not consent to this. I do not consent. Scientology is not my religion. I do not consent to these practices. No, I do not consent. I do not consent. Please get away from me. You're breaking the law. I do not consider for you to own my brain, to have possession of my brain tissue. Bring my brain tissue back. Bring my biology back to Earth. Bring my biology back to Earth. Bring my biology back to Earth. Stop sticking shit in my brain. You're breaking the law. Bring my biology back to Earth.